One other question. Gamescom is this week. Who here is excited for that? Eh?
Really?
Wait, that's
Dead
Island 2. Anyways, hello everybody.
I'm telling you, that's not real!
Hello.
There's an
is
Amazon page with screenshots, Con.
I haven't
Leaked.
seen that page. I have not found that page.
It's
I
real.
can show you the screenshots.
Unless
It's
Fall Guys
super
is in there,
duper
I don't
real.
care.
Unless I'm able to actually touch the page physically with my own mouse fingers.
Somebody link her the page. Anyways,
It got
hello
taken- It
everyone.
got taken down.
If Dead Island 2 is real, then I'm gonna read the worst creepypastas ever on my YouTube channel. Mark my words, damn it.
Okay.
I mean, Con, I think
You already did.
that's just you that you wanting to. I don't know why you're so obsessed with not believing that it's gonna be real.
Because I don't believe it.
Cause like
Dead
games,
Island, dude, this game has been deader than the water than
I mean,
Then-
Con, the last Guardian
than the
right
exists.
in the first two reboots.
Con, the
Hey,
last.
Con. Speaking of dead in the water, let's see what happens today in Fata Morgana.
That's so true. Thank you, Randy. Let's go ahead and get this bitch started up. Let me just go ahead and close out of the cover of I Am
wait.
All of Me.
That was best.
At any rate, yeah, today, man, Giselle's in a dilly of a pickle right now. I'm gonna say that for free.
We're-
Yeah, it's really bad. No good day.
Yeah.
Giselle's no good, very bad day.
Dilly of a pickle.
Alright.
Stop that. Anyways,
Well, now,
Yeah,
quick
let's
question:
never
is
say
the
that again.
Twitch supposed to still be showing the loading screen?
It sure is
Nope.
right now, Bone. No, it is.
oh, it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyways,
Okay,
Bone,
it-
Tovo?
so let me
I just
go
wanted to
ahead
confirm.
Can you hear the music? Can you hear the audio now?
I
Yes.
can not. Oh,
Here.
on Twitch,
I
right?
hear
No, I mean,
the
like-
pongs.
Oh, I hear the dings. You're right. Yeah, there is no sound. Just kidding.
I have to adjust.
Here, let me just double check.
Just the audio sometimes.
Alright, cool. It's showing up on everything too, so everything should be good. Hey, you out there in the void, I know you're there. I can see you, I can feel you. If there's any sort of weird audio chicanery, please scream at me through anything, and I'll be like, oh, fuck! And I'll come over there.
You really will.
I really will. You'll hear it on stream too, it'll be funny. Alrighty then. Enough of this chicanery. Like I said, limited voiceover as usual. Game up, everybody. Whew. Whenever you're ready. No audio on stream? What the fuck? Huh? No voices? Okay. Alright, yeah, I know what's wrong. Hold on a second. I didn't add all of the audio shit, because recently I changed it so Discord has its own audio thing.
Are we going to take this from the top?
Sure. You can just re-record the last few lines. It's no big deal. Apologies, everybody. You'll be able to hear them in just a moment. Just give me like 1 second, please. Oh. Okay, there we go. Say something.
Something.
Thank you for understanding the assignment. Okay. You should be audible now. Sick.
All right.
I'll have to fix up the rest of that later. So let's just go ahead and reload really quickly. Actually, I'm super curious. What's my last quick load?
Uh,
Oh, wow.
that's all the way back in. The
Alright, back
All
to
right.
it. Back to it for realsies this time.
Alright. With men on all four sides of me, I was dragged into Ahmedi's house. He sat coolly in the chair and they shoved me on my knees before him.
I'll ask you this one more time, Giselle. Where did you put the things that you stole?
And I'll keep giving you the same answer. I didn't take anything from anyone. Please believe me.
Do you swear with God as your witness?
I do. I swear with all my heart.
You don't actually believe her, do you, Amity? She not only sold us out to a lord, she's now threatening to make our lives downright impossible!
Again, that's just a coincidence. Listen to me, Amity.
Thus saith the Lord of the host, the woman hath committed 3 sins. She has lied, she has stolen, and she has betrayed her fellow man.
Why are you doing this, Amity? You were such a good man.
I'm deeply disappointed in you, Giselle. As much as I don't want to do this, I have to get the truth from you.
Amity. Of course. Why didn't I see it? I'm still just an outsider to them. Why would he believe a stranger's word over the word of the village? It's family.
The water.
What? A man set a wooden well bucket on the floor in front of me. And it wasn't clean water from the well, though, but grimy, murky wastewater. I reflexively turned my head from the stench, but a man behind me grabbed me by the hair. Before I had a chance to realize what was happening, the world around me went brown. I struggled with all my might to break free, but my arms were tied behind my back and I didn't have the strength to overpower the man holding my head down. Reflexively grasping for air, a filthy stream of water poured into my mouth.
Pull her out. We get nothing if she dies. Put her back in. Huh?
Oh.
And keep at it
Ah,
until she
ah.
decides she's ready to talk.
There we go. Okay. Resolved.
No!
How unsightly. And to think I ever considered marrying this woman.
Stop!
We can stop whenever you want, Giselle. You just have to tell us the truth.
Please. Stop! I was given no time to rest. My head shoved in the bucket, then pulled out just long enough for me to steal a breath before going back in. Over and over again. Not a person in that room objected to the abuse I was receiving. I had prayed for a good harvest with these people. They had taught me how to use a loom, something I'd never touched before. We had laughed together, lived together. They were normal people. Perfectly ordinary, kind, helpful, friendly people. Not at all cruel or inhumane. But now they burned with a frenzy that overshadowed all my memories of them. Every gargle, gasp, and grunt they got from me fueled that fire. Dozens of eyes laced with madness stared down upon me, rejoicing at my suffering. My consciousness was slipping away from me. I thought I could hear laughter and chattering, but it all passed through my ears as mere noise, nothing I could make sense of.
Stay with. Stay with me.
Meddy?
Oh, thank goodness you're awake.
Wait, what was I just doing? Oh, right. I was in the forest on the verge of death, and then Hamidi found me and...
You almost lost valuable manpower there. We were just discussing what to do about you, Giselle, and we decided to make you village property.
No, he didn't save me.
If you agree to work for us, we'll put this whole nasty mess behind us. You may be worthless in the fields and terrible with a loom, but there's plenty you can help with.
What are you going to make me do?
You like to get your hands dirty. Considering I found you half dead in the forest, I doubt the rest of you is any cleaner.
Ahmed... Hamidi...
It seems we come to an agreement. I'll keep watch over her starting today. To make sure she stays in line and doesn't steal anything else.
Dirty. It stays in line. The way they're looking at me. And they didn't have to spell it out. No. Anything but that. Please, have mercy.
If you're begging for mercy, that means you know you've done something wrong. Let's see. There is one way, Giselle.
What?
Give back what you stole naturally. But if you're going to insist that's not possible, then bring us something of equal value.
I...
And if you can't do that, then your life belongs to the village.
The men were cackling. They knew I couldn't do it. And they were enjoying watching me squirm.
Take your pick, Giselle.
Something of equal value. If I can get that, then you'll set me free. In that moment, a little bit of darkness bubbled up in my heart. Something maleficent whispered in my ear.
If you are in need of money, help yourself to some of the furniture. There's a village not far from here. Trade it for food, then make your way to a larger town.
I think I know where you can get something worth some money. The mansion in the forest has some fairly valuable furniture in it. Oh God. When did I become? You can steal some of that to sell for good money. Such a despicable woman.
You mean the cursed mansion?
You expect us to go there? Are you out of your mind? Same.
Anyone who goes near that house is killed by the witch's curse.
There is no witch living there. There is no curse.
Giselle, what do you know about that mansion?
I lived there for a while. Well, for a month.
You what?
And the son of a noble lives there. He's human, and he's alone.
A noble? What's a noble boy doing this far from the city?
I presume he was banished there. I was sent to the mansion from the capital to act as his servant. And there was plenty of value in the house. Shelves lined with books. There should be more than enough to pay the Lord 5 years' worth of taxes.
Is what you're saying true?
I would not lie. As bewilderment spread through Amedee's house, I was unable to look at anything but the floor. I couldn't stop trembling. To protect myself, I had sold out Michelle.
You swear that there's just a single man living in that house?
Yes, it's only him.
Alright. If it turns out you're lying, you'll pay. Okay, everyone, you heard her! Tell all the young men to get ready. We're going up to the mansion in the forest. And just to be safe, make sure everyone brings something that they can use as a weapon. And you, Giselle, you're coming with us. You'll be leading the way. Listen to me. Don't think about trying to run.
Right. On the cusp of springtime, I found myself trekking through the dreary forest I had thought I'd never set foot in again. How had I ended up here? How come I could never manage to avoid getting myself in these situations? And who would have guessed that my reason for returning to the mansion would be to loot it? I prayed for God to show even a little mercy and ensure Michelle wasn't around. And though I knew the chances of that happening were almost zero. After several hours of walking, we broke We broke through the thick woods and the mansion appeared before us. Like its surroundings, the house was bleak and uninviting. Even the midday sun seemed disinterested in shining its light upon it. Despite, on the surface, there not being much of anything impressive about it, the entire mob stood speechless before its overwhelming presence. But the men had weapons, and they were fueled by avarice, which gave them the courage to approach this place they wouldn't normally otherwise.
Door won't open. I think it's barred from the inside. It seems someone really does live in this cursed place. I'm honestly surprised. Even more so that it's not a witch, but just a noble.
The door's old, we could break it down.
Yeah, let's bust it down!
Hold on, there's no need to be barbaric. Did you even consider knocking on the door like normal people? You sound like a band of thieves.
That's something else coming from you. Who do you think proposed this plan, Giselle? You! Alright, men. Are you ready for lives of luxury? Break down that door!
Stop it.
It's the damn nobles who make our lives so hard.
They deserve to be robbed.
Break it. Break down the door!
Please stop this.
Break it down. Break it down. Break it down.
Stop! All their repressed emotions detonated. They battered the door again and again and again. And in a few minutes' time, it was on the verge of collapse. They shouted and cheered and hooted like madmen. And my peaceful life came crumbling down around me. Growing lightheaded from the anxiety, I squeezed my eyes shut, unable to bear it any longer, when the deep groan of a door opening echoed through the forest.
It would seem you are not aware whose house you're trying to break into.
The world went silent, like time had come to a stop. No one could manage to say a word, only stare at the man who appeared from within the mansion.
Surely you know what this place is called.
Beneath the dazzling midday sun, he had bone-chillingly alabaster skin and long, nearly translucent pale hair.
So surely you came prepared for whatever you would find.
And his eyes. Were like two blazing infernos staring across the mob.
A demon!
Someone muttered, probably unconsciously. He did, indeed, look like something not of this world.
It's a demon! The rumors about this place were true! Cursed demon lives there!
Demon? Him? Michelle? No, he's not cursed.
Indeed, I am cursed. The witch's curse is real. I have inherited it in its entirety, as well as her purpose. A witch, a demon, a spirit impure. Call me whatever you wish. For the truth shall not change. I carry within me an eternal curse. Behold my flesh, pale as the moon. No red blood flows beneath the skin, as does yours. Behold my hair, utterly devoid of color, offered up to the devil as part of our pact. Behold these crimson eyes, a symbol of the lifeblood spilt at my hands. I shall bring calamity upon you all, as the witch of legend. Never-ending famine, plague, catastrophe, suffering for generations. Until the moment of your deaths, you shall regret ever coming near this place.
No, have mercy! We were just...
It was that woman. She brought us here, tempted us with promises of wealth. Deceived us, told us to pillage this house. We're innocent.
Amity.
Please have mercy on us.
Give her to me, then, as an offering.
Absolutely, she's yours. Torture her however you please.
I have one more condition. You never come near this house again! If you so much as consider it, you will all die by my curse!
I swear it. We won't return.
Run! Get out of here!
Without so much as a glance back, the villagers scrambled into the forest, and Amity, the man who had rescued me that night, went right along with them. Is there kindness in this world? I wasn't sure what to think anymore.
Don't think I'm helping you.
His voice rained down on me, but I couldn't lift my head. There was such a gaping void in my chest. I had no idea what questions I should be asking anymore. What I should be angry about. What I should be sad about. Not even the first clue.
Look at me. Look at me, Giselle. Tell me, is it true that you returned to the mansion to plunder it? That you brought those men here to rob me of my valuables? Answer me, Giselle.
Yes, it's true. I persuaded them to steal from you.
Are you really so desperate for money that you resort to looting? Just how low will you go? Not only did you seduce my father, not only did you go digging around for information about me, you brought a mob to this house! And they were armed too. Were you trying to get me killed? Answer me, Giselle! Not even going to defend yourself. Your scheme failed, so you're retreating into silence. Ah, for God's sake, you sicken me! I'm done with you. I'm done! Leave this place, and never show your face here again!
As he shouted at me, I stared back into his fiery red eyes. A somewhat inappropriate thought crossed my mind. Huh, so he can get emotional like anyone else. And my heart, stripped raw and cast out to sea, finally sunk deep enough to be crushed by the pressure. Me.
What?
If you want me gone, then kill me. You can do that, can't you? You can use your curse to kill me, can't you? Then do it right here. Use your power and take my life. And if you don't want to do that, stab me with your knife. Kill me. Kill me. Kill me!
What?
I'm done. I can't take it. I'm through with this whole world. No one will believe anything I say. No one cares one bit about how I feel. They just walk all over me laughing. Why? Tell me why. Why is this happening to me? I never stole anything.
What are you talking about?
I tried my best to look happy. I thought everything would work out if I could keep smiling. I believed that would make things better. But nothing ever got better. What did I ever do? Tell me, what did I do?
What did... But you...
All I ever did was believe. Tried my best to survive, to always wear a smile. But everything's going to be my fault. And I have to deal with that for the rest of my life. Then I'm done. I don't want to live anymore. I don't want to live in this world anymore.
Calm down, please. I don't follow what you're saying. My understanding is that you desired money, so you brought a mob. And before that, you used my father.
You wouldn't even believe me if I told you the real story. You'll take your family's word over mine. You don't have any idea what I went through there. How hard it was just to keep myself together. I never wanted riches. All I wanted was a decent wage, enough to allow my family to live comfortably. That's all I wanted. But that man, he used my family against me. He made me. Forced me to. He raped me.
What?
Again and again, no matter how much I resisted, he wouldn't stop. Again and again. He threatened me, beat me, cut me with a knife. Over and over and over again.
What? My father raped you?
No one would believe me. I did nothing wrong. You don't believe me either, do you? So I'm done. I don't want this body anymore. I don't want to live like this anymore. I can't take it anymore. Help me, please. Set me free. Kill me. Kill me already. Use your curse and kill me. Kill me.
Give me a moment. I need time to process this.
You can do it, can't you? Then kill me already. Kill me and kill me now. Kill me, damn it.
Give me time so we can talk this through. I want to hear everything. From the beginning. Inside. Let's go inside and talk. The light hurts my eyes. That was a door. I might have best let stay shut. Not knowing the truth would have been so much easier. I wouldn't have been made to shudder in disgust, hearing about the crimes of my own family. But if I hadn't opened that door, I would have lost everything that day. After far too long, I finally let myself see the person in Giselle. Giselle didn't recover for some time after I managed to get her inside. Unsure what else I could do for her, I had her sit before the fireplace and waited in silence as she sobbed. I had no idea what I was supposed to say to someone who was crying. Was it normal to offer them a warm drink? I didn't know. I did know I needed to reflect on the things she had said outside and try to make some sense of them. And from there, calm myself down and prepare for the conversation we were to have, as unpleasant as I was sure it would be. A considerable amount of time later, Giselle's sobbing drew to a stop, an oppressive silence stepping in to take its place. Far longer than was comfortable, the only sound we heard was the gentle crackling of the fire. I had to say something. I knew that, but what I didn't know was how to begin. I knew nothing about having an honest, face-to-face discussion with someone about the things we were thinking and feeling. But that didn't change anything. I had to do it. Even if down the road lay truths I would be happier not seeing. Giselle. Could you please tell me what you did what was done to you at my family's home? How you ended up coming to this mansion, and what happened after you left? I would like to know everything, from start to finish.
Will you believe what I tell you? You never so much as gave me the time of day before. And I very much doubt you'll find what I have to say agreeable. Will you still believe me, even then? Believe my word, a stranger's word? Over your family or the people of the village?
I cannot yet say. I must hear what you have to say to make that decision.
I suppose that might be better than you saying you'll believe me unconditionally. Alright, I'll tell you everything. Just know that nothing I say is a lie.
Understood. Giselle methodically recounted her tale for me. She told me of how she accepted an offer from the Bowlingers to work as an abigail to earn money for her family, of how my father, Antonin, had other plans for her, of the things he did to her. She spoke dryly, simply putting words to each event, one after the other. I'd already seen how she felt deep down, though. Had heard her pain screams, which were undoubtedly genuine. I didn't think she was trying to deceive me. That was the sound of old wounds being torn open, and even I could see that. Or perhaps my own experiences were what allowed me to see it. Regardless, I had realized too late. I should have seen it sooner. She described it all mechanically, to remain detached from what had happened to her, to protect herself. Of that, I had no doubts. Still, the things that she told me were almost unbearable, and I had a difficult time accepting them. What was I supposed to do? When I learned of my father was a rapist, how was I supposed to react to that revelation? What was I supposed to think about the fact that his blood flowed through me? I repulsed myself.
Do you want all the details?
What do you mean?
Of the wounds he gave me. I still have scars from the things he did. If you don't believe me, I can show you them. I can show them to you.
No, that won't be necessary.
I see. That's a relief. I don't think I could have handled that right now.
I hadn't turned down her offer for her sake. I only did so because I didn't think I could take any more. I averted my eyes to protect myself. Why? Had I taken my mother's word? Brushing aside everything Giselle had said and done. I knew good and well my mother was no longer in her right mind. So why had I thought her letter the truth? Why had I been unable to think rationally? There were, I believe, several factors. My childhood, my past, the witch's whispers, and above all, my own character. Consumed with distrust for everything. I had to face it now. To open my eyes once more. To look at everything I had pretended away until now. I was not completely blameless for her suffering after all. Please, continue, if you will.
I left off at the point where the mistress discovered what was happening, I believe. I was sent to this mansion to atone for my sins.
Sins that she didn't even commit.
It was decided I would be sent here rather than being executed, which is what the mistress wanted. At first I assumed it would be essentially a private prison. But in the carriage on the way here I was given a letter.
A letter? From whom?
It didn't say, but your father was the one who ordered me here, so I would guess it was him. The letter was very concise, simply explaining that there was someone already there. The Bollinger's youngest child. It didn't go into any more detail than that. But it did ask me to look after you.
Do you still have the letter?
I don't. The coachman took it back after I was finished. Thinking back on it now, that was rather strange of him to do. It was just a harmless letter.
It was anything but.
What?
It It wasn't my father who wrote that letter. He believes me to be dead, so I would have sincerely thought he was banishing you to an empty house in a remote forest. The writer couldn't risk leaving anything that might suggest I was still alive.
Then who?
My brother, I believe. Either Didier or George, but I would guess Didier.
Your brother? Why would he?
I do not know. I can't imagine why he would write such a letter. Or why he would want to tell you about me.
I don't believe he had any ill intentions, at least. I mean, he asked me to look after you. That makes it sound like he's concerned about you.
Then why doesn't he stay in contact? Why does he never respond to any of my letters? It's a bit late to suddenly start being concerned. No. Never mind that now. Please tell me the rest.
Alright.
Gisela resumed her story from the day that she fled the mansion, terrified by my behavior. She seemed to be putting a bit more emotion in her tone of voice now. Perhaps because she could see I was more interested in this part. There was a deep sadness on her face as she described that night in the rain, listening to the thunder when she gave up on leaving. And I knew that I had caused it. She then told me of the time she spent in the nearby village. How, at first, life had seemed wonderful, but in time it had come crumbling down. Naturally, she wouldn't be here to tell me this if nothing had happened there. Once she was through with her tale, Gisela let a long, heavy sigh as though she had been holding it in for some time. I thought I could hear just a faint trembling in the air she exhaled.
That is everything. Do you believe me? If you don't, if you still think I'm deceiving you, then I won't argue with you. That's fine. If that's the case, please just kill me.
Why didn't you tell me this sooner? I know I wasn't very open to anything you said, but if that day, when I found you in my room, you had told me I was mistaken, that the sin belonged to my father, it might not have turned out like this.
The knife.
What?
You were holding a knife. I can't handle blades anymore. Ever since what happened, they scare me to death. Just the sight of one in someone's hand. And I start thinking they're gonna use it on me. I can't help it. I start shaking uncontrollably and growing faint of breath. And the world goes white. I can't even form words. And there's nothing I can do.
Now I finally see. She was grimacing in pain. The day the package arrived and you knocked my hand away.
Because I was scared. And because it reminded me of that time.
I had assumed she was simply jumpy from a guilty conscience. I felt nauseous realizing I'd been pouring a constant stream of salt onto her unmendable wounds. What a damned fool I was.
Why did you get so upset at me? Why did you have to point a knife at me?
I didn't want you snooping. You've meant to sell information about me. I thought I had to do anything in my power to stop you.
I'm still not convinced it was necessary. I was unarmed. I couldn't fight back. You didn't need a knife. I have nothing left anymore, so I'm gonna tell you exactly how I feel. You're a jerk! What you did was inexcusable. You may not have hurt me physically, but you still hurt me. Humans are frail creatures, they wound easily. Apologize.
What?
Apologize to me. I said apologize.
I'm sorry.
Again. Put your heart into it. Convince me you mean it.
I'm sorry.
Again, once more, get down on your knees and shout it from your gut.
I am so very sorry! Is that a laugh?
Jeez. You're such a strange man.
Strange. You told me to do it.
Nothing's going like I thought it would. I figured even if we talked, you would just deny everything I said. I didn't think you'd actually listen to me. But you did. You listened, and you looked quite distressed by what you heard.
I looked distressed.
Oh yes, you sure did. I wish I had a mirror to show you. I'm sure you didn't want to believe what I said, but you didn't want to accuse me of lying. You faced up to the truth and you apologized. I seem to have the wrong impression of you as well. I didn't try to see you for who you were, instead letting myself believe you were someone to be afraid of. To be honest, I didn't like you very much.
The feeling was mutual. But for some reason I don't feel that way now. Is it guilt?
I need to apologize to you too.
Apologize for what?
I led the villagers here. I almost sold my soul to the devil. I tried to sell you out to save myself. And for that, I am truly sorry.
I don't understand.
What, do I need to get down on my knees too?
No, that's not what I meant. The blame falls on the village falsely accusing you of stealing. You were a convenient scapegoat for the real thieves. They planned to take advantage of you from the start. Amedy was probably in on it as well, to get back at you for rejecting his proposal. Plus, giving the villagers a single target to load their frustrations on would, in a way, help unify them. He used you to meet that end. In order to escape from their trap, you told them about me. But this was after I had threatened you, causing you to flee from this place. You have nothing to apologize for.
Still, I still feel really bad about it. So, I'm sorry anyway.
You're unexpectedly stubborn.
But now that we've both apologized to each other, we can call everything square.
Square.
Square. We were both in the wrong. So we apologized and we forgave each other.
She gave a little smile, but all I could do was stare at her, brow furrowed in perplexity, like I was looking at some bizarre, fantasy-laid creature. The weight of our crimes was not equal. What I had done to her was so very much worse. Furthermore, I am Antonin's son. His blood flows through me. Can you honestly say you don't find me revolting? That you're willing to forgive me for that? I don't think I would be able to. If I were her, my grudge would extend to all of my family. Everyone I'd ever come into contact with.
I can. Although, you don't need forgiveness for being his son. Being related to someone doesn't make you responsible for their sins. It wouldn't be fair to blame you for that.
You're curious.
What? Curious about what?
No, not that curious. You're a strange creature.
I'm human, you know?
Yes. I know you're human. You're making me lightheaded.
Is it a medical emergency?
It's quite the leap in logic.
You know, I was just at my lowest just a little bit ago, and now I'm laughing again. It's odd. I never expected I would recover at all.
I was just as surprised as her. She had been through hell, and she had more than enough reason to despise me, to shower me with vitriol, but instead she was smiling. And even more unexpected was the fact that I felt relieved to see it.
I really, truly wished I had gotten to know him sooner. Yes, I had fled from the mansion in fear of him, but maybe if I had just a little bit more courage, enough to tell him the truth, maybe he would have listened. I had let my initial impression of him solidify too quickly. I'd convinced myself he was insensitive and perpetually expressionless, save for the Arctic stare. But the man standing before me did experience sadness, pain, distress. Or, at the very least, he appeared to from where I was standing. Michelle was just like me, an ordinary person. That said, there was still plenty I didn't know. I was still lacking explanations for much of his behavior. Would you mind telling me about yourself now? I'd like to get to know you better. What are you doing in this mansion all alone? Why do you call yourself cursed? I told you everything. It's only fair you do the same. I have no interest in using your information for anything. I have no reason to. Or are you going to keep pushing the master and servant line? Do you still think I have no need to know?
Be quiet. For the love of God, stop talking already. You always pick the worst time.
What? Excuse me? What do you mean I always pick the worst time?
No, I wasn't...
Unbelievable. Just when I was starting to think you might actually be a decent human being. And there you go and spout this.
No, Giselle, I wasn't talking to you.
Who else could it have been?
I was, talking to, you know, I have a condition that forces me to vocalize objections to my own thoughts.
You know, that's about as convincing as my allergic to people excuse.
Sorry.
Weirdo. What crosses did he bear? What secrets did he keep? Maybe the truth was far beyond my reckoning. And if it was, even if he did, please tell me everything. No matter what you say, I won't doubt your words. I will trust you, and I'm sure I can accept anything you say. Please. If you don't put it into words, I have nothing to work with.
Okay. Where should I start, though?
How about the curse, then? Are you actually cursed?
That's a difficult question. I cannot, for example, take someone's life with my curse, nor can I bring about disaster. I don't have any magical powers like that.
So, what you said outside was a bluff, then?
It was just a way to chase the villagers away.
Well, you certainly put on a convincing performance. So you can't actually curse anyone, huh?
Regardless, I am human. Nothing more, nothing less. At least I consider myself one. Others would disagree. And the reason for that has to do with my body.
Your skin, hair, and eye color, right?
Right.
Seeing Michelle under the sun, he certainly wasn't what most people would consider normal. Awe-inspiring, in fact.
Giving birth to me, it broke my mother. No, I drove her mad. Not only did I appear inhuman, I'm oversensitive to sunlight. Well, a little light through the window isn't much of a problem. I can't be outside, directly under the sun, for more than a couple hours at most. When she realized I couldn't go out into the sun, my mother started thinking I was possessed by a demon. So she banished me to this mansion until my curse was broken. That was 10 years ago.
Just because you look different from them?
The family's reputation was at stake too. But the noble houses realized they were giving refuge to an unholy creature. It would destroy the Boulignes. You saw how the villagers reacted. They called me a demon when they saw me.
I suspect the rumors about the mansion played a part in that. If nobody thought the house was cursed, they wouldn't have.
I'm sure you were afraid as well. You saw me and thought I was not of this world. That I looked like a demon.
I thought you looked like an angel.
A what?
I at least thought you looked more like an angel than a demon. It never once crossed my mind that you might be evil. But I understand your situation now. Because of your appearance, you lived all alone in this dark mansion. For 10 years.
It was never really an inconvenience. They bring me all the supplies I need.
You big liar. Have you never considered running away?
That's not an option.
Because of the sun.
No, I couldn't. I could move during the night if I really wanted to. I'm being watched to ensure I don't leave.
Watched?
They can't allow anyone to find out that I'm alive. Particularly at the Bouligny estate. If I were to run and they were to find out, I would probably be killed. If only I didn't stand out so much. I'd be able to stay out of the sight easier. But also, I had been holding on to a little hope, I think. Hope that I might be able to return someday. I have all but given up that hope now, though. Not that I ever had enough willpower to really fight for it.
I see.
You don't need to worry about pitying me, either. It's long since become normal for me.
That's not something that should ever become normal. So, what was that really a moment ago? You don't actually have a condition that makes you argue with yourself, do you? Please tell me.
You don't have to believe me. In fact, I doubt you will. You're free to think I'm completely mad.
Don't worry. I want to know.
I can hear the witch's voice.
The witch's voice?
It started when I first arrived at the mansion. No one else can hear it either. Like I said, it sounds crazy.
Not at all. I said I would trust you, so I believe you. Maybe he's not well. Yeah, that has to be it. 10 years all alone in one place, and you're bound to start hearing things. He seems like a delicate person, too. Thinking about it like that, I'm starting to feel really sorry for him.
Do I want to know what you're thinking?
I'm here for you.
Huh?
I've made up my mind. I'm gonna stay here with you.
Wait, what?
Don't worry. I'll shout so loud you won't be able to hear that silly witch's voice anymore.
Will you now?
If you hear it again, let me know, understood? You don't have to be afraid.
I never said I was.
Whenever you hear it, I'll be here. I'll be there with you, holding your hand. Well, we kind of took the extremely long route. But there you have it. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance, Master.
Master.
Now, where should we begin? I know, supper. Are you hungry? What should I make?
Slow down, please.
What is it? If there's something you'd like, I'm happy to accommodate.
You actually intend to stay here again, after what happened last time?
Because of what happened. And because of that, we're finally able to see past each other's surface. I want us to try again from the beginning. And this time, actually try to be considerate of one another's feelings. That's a promise, Master.
All right.
I can stay here, right?
I don't mind.
I'm glad to hear it.
Say,
Yes, Master?
if you ever want something from me, could I please ask you to put it into words? I don't have much faith in my ability to pick up on things.
Got it. Then here's something to start with. What do you say we open some of these windows?
Open the windows.
Yeah. We don't have to... Oh, I can't read. We don't have to if you think it'll cause you problems, but it would be nice to get a little light in here. I'd like to put an end to this house being a dark closed-off cave.
I wasn't the one who barred the windows.
You weren't?
They were like that when I arrived. And it seemed like a very appropriate place to lock me away. While I am sensitive to light, yes, as I mentioned, a little sun through the windows shouldn't cause any problems.
Alright then. Can I ask you to help me open them? Let's both lighten this place up. After a few moments of silence, Michelle gave me a curt nod. While we couldn't do anything about the windows that had been boarded up, the two of us forced open the ones that were just covered by rusted over shutters. When we got the first one open, a beautiful stream of light, like nothing I'd ever seen before. Flooded into the dark mansion's halls. I had assumed that spring would never come. All we had to do was talk to each other, listen to each other, and everything else would fall into place. But it was that first step that was so hard, so much harder than either of us had expected. Now that the ice was melting, we had to treasure that. It might not have seemed like much to someone else, but to us, it was a huge accomplishment. This time, it'll all work out. It has to. I had all the confidence in the world when we were together. But now that I'm alone in the dark, in the absolute silence of the night, I'm starting to get anxious again. Starting to feel like something bad is going to happen. Like I'm gonna mess something up again. We took a big step today, and I know I have to keep it together, keep thinking positive.
No, you can't be heard, Reboot.
Can I be heard now?
There you are.
Yes.
There we
Sure
go.
can.
There's like a fan in the background though.
The goods you're after, Giselle, are not cheap.
Oh boy.
Understand?
Thus saith the Lord of hosts, the woman hath committed 3 sins. She has lied, she has stolen, and she has betrayed her fellow man.
It's alright. It's okay. There's nothing to be afraid of, Giselle. Whatever happens, you have to hold fast to your faith in the goodness of others. You have no reason to tremble. Yes, come in. That's odd. I don't think I was hearing things. There's no one there. What was that about? Oh? A glass? It's wine, and it's so warm. I guess he heated it on the fire for me? Oh, you could have at least said hi. I have a feeling this is going to work out.
The light shining in through the windows is swallowed whole by the darkness, as if to say our time together never actually existed. We saw it, though. Together we watched the light crack open the darkness. I'm begging you, please remember. Please find yourself. Please, Giselle. Don't let the things you felt, the warmth that fell over us, remain lost to you.
I might have seen it. Seen that most beautiful light.
Giselle.
But are these truly my memories? Could they not be someone else's tale? Like all the others we've seen so far? She was so bright and energetic, and I am neither of those. Besides, the mate needs not a tale of her own.
This is not a story. These are memories. Mine and your memories. No one else's. It was all very much real. As were the kinder, happier days that came next.
Kinder, happier days. Those words create a strange warmness within my chest. But at the same time, they make me indescribably anxious. Is there really happiness to be found down that road?
Even if our past doesn't lead to happiness, it couldn't be worse than where we are now. Come, Giselle, to the spring that made us more than just strangers. Okay, hold on. We're not gonna get a fucking proper chapter stop for like a hot minute, so I'm just gonna say really quickly, thank you, Mickey, for following us and joining the Discord. I really appreciate it. Anyways, go ahead, B. Man.
Master. Come on, get up. Up with you. Master!
What?
See? What did I tell you? It's so much nicer in here with the little light.
Morning.
Wait a sec. Don't you hide under your bedspread? Get out of there.
I'm fine with my room staying dark. What's she even doing in here?
Oh, but Master, you agreed that I could open the windows.
I did, yes.
Don't worry, I've put the curtains up. If it gets too bright, you can draw them. Mornings take the best part of being outside and squeeze them all into the same few hours. You don't have to go outside in the sunlight for it either. Just listen to all the wonderful sounds. The joyous songs of the birds, the swaying of the trees, the rustling of the leaves. Am I being as pushy as I feel right now?
Kind of. But you wouldn't be you if you weren't. So for now, I won't get on you about it. Also, now that I know your real intentions, no, never mind.
I completely misjudged you. You're the exact opposite of what I thought you were.
What did you think of me?
Let's see. I thought you were cold and cruel, heartless and incomprehensible. But I'm beginning to get a better idea. You try to put on airs, but you're actually really rather childish. You have a short temper, but can be surprisingly playful. What else? You have a pretty difficult personality, too.
There's not a single good trait on that list.
No, hear me out. That's not everything. You gave me a chance to talk, and you listened intently. You can be kind of nice, too. We agreed that we would live together, not just in the same house, so we've got plenty of time to add more to the list. And I hope you can make your own list about me, too. This is just the beginning, after all. We've got a long time ahead of us. Plenty enough to get to know each other, no? Let's not waste any time, then. What do you say we do something today that we haven't been able to do before? Where should we begin? Oh, I know, we can get this place cleaned up.
You want to clean?
Now that there's some actual light in here, we can see all sorts of things we'd probably rather not. Like dust. All over the place.
My vision was still slightly unfocused, having not completely escaped from Morpheus's embrace, but I could see well enough to catch her smiling brightly. That was the first time I had gotten a good look at her in the light. I could see facial features I had missed during yesterday's commotion, and those glittering eyes. Not even a trace of the tribulation she had endured tainted her pure, jade eyes. She's surprisingly good looking. I am clearly not myself right now.
Is something the matter, Master? You know, you're still half asleep, aren't you? I guess I'm just going to have to throw my best bucket of water on you.
What is a best bucket of water? I'm awake, I'm awake.
Is there something on my face, then?
Just far too amusing a sight to wake up to.
Amusing? Oh, just get out of bed already.
What a noisy morning.
I got my first decent look at Michelle's face under the light that morning. Watching him stifle a yawn as he crawled out of bed. All the little details I hadn't been able to pick up on in the darkness. His expressions, mannerisms, and the way he looked at me. I could see facial features I had missed during yesterday's commotion. And those vivid, all-consuming red eyes. I was probably... no, almost certainly making a really dumb face at him. Is it just me, or is he... kind of... no, very pretty? How could I have not noticed until now? Oh jeez, wow, I can't look at him in the eyes. Yes? What can I do for you?
Is there something on my face?
What? No.
Huh?
A hair monster!
Excuse me?
No, your hair, it's just really long. Yes, that's it, it's way too long.
Oh. Is there any way for a servant to speak to her master? I'm just kidding. I don't have any interest in holding your status against you anymore.
I see. It's really hard to tell if he's joking or not.
So, about that cleaning. May I wash my face first?
What? You're going to help?
As I just said, I'm not going to act like I'm superior to you anymore. Whoops, sorry. What are you snickering about?
I can't help it. I'm happy.
If my hair really does bother you, you can cut it.
I can cut it. Of course, I'll give you the best haircut you've ever had. Oh, but I should warn you, you should stay perfectly still. I'm a monster with a pair of scissors. My sister always said you were as likely to lose an ear as you were your hair whenever I cut it.
You stay away from me! I was shocked at how much more comfortable I felt around her after only one day following our opening up to each other. Maybe this was normal and I had simply never felt it before. I didn't know. I thought it would take years of work to get close enough to someone to be able to have a conversation without picking apart every little detail. But here I was, a day later, already there. Was that how it usually worked? People normally get close and draw apart so freely. I didn't find it unpleasant to have someone else around. It was a strange feeling. All that friction had dissipated in an instant. And it was like we had known each other for years. Though not entirely willingly, we began sharing meals, something I had always done by myself.
Hey, I see you shoving aside that parsnip. You need to eat everything.
Do you have any idea why there was so much rotting parsnip in the cellar? I don't care for it.
You could at least pretend to be ashamed. Sheesh, you're not a kid, so don't be so picky. It's not good for you.
Hasn't caused any problems thus far.
It will soon enough. I can't believe you. We have limited supplies and you won't eat your vegetables. Oh, question, I got an idea.
Go on.
Is the list of supplies you sent by your family set in stone?
Meaning?
I was just wondering if it was possible to make request. If I could, I would just go out on a shopping trip.
Perish the thought. The only village around here is the one you came from.
Right. Say, are you saying that out of concern for...
Who would ever be concerned about you? I just want to be able to sleep well at night. And I'm not interested in throwing more servants to the lions.
You know, you're a whole lot simpler of a person than I first thought.
What's that supposed to mean?
Oh, nothing.
Back to your question about the delivery. Yes, you can. Haven't made any requests recently, but you can write what you want on a sheet of parchment. Or if we don't have any, something similar. Put it in the box and leave it outside. As long as your request is not completely unreasonable, it should arrive with the next package. Why, is it something you need?
Yeah, I was hoping to increase our selection of vegetables. And while I'm at it, if possible... Actually, that's a secret.
A secret?
It's nothing too exciting. I'll tell you when the time is right. My relationship with Michelle gradually transitioned from master and servant to something closer to friends. He was still my master, but he allowed me almost complete freedom. And he didn't order me around either. He even gave me a hand with my work. Though he was still not very talkative and oftentimes hard to read, he at least seemed to be making an effort to close the gap. He would, on occasion, tell me about himself, though not in much detail, and anytime his family came up, he grimaced uncomfortably. Apparently his father had wanted him dead. His brothers, though, had worked to create a scenario in which he could live, faking his death and sending him to this remote mansion. I had never encountered Michelle's brother while he was at his family's estate. But assuming he was right, and it was one of them who had given me that letter, they were likely our only allies at that house. I don't know what he's thinking. It's been 10 years, Michelle had muttered. To which I had replied, have faith. It's better to believe in something, even if it felt silly and unreasonable, than to lose faith in everything. My being able to find renewed belief in the kindness of people was what'll help me to start smiling again after all. Because I was able to have that faith, I was able to enjoy life once more. It wasn't an exciting or thrilling life. It was a humble, simple one with just the two of us. But I wouldn't trade that light for anything. Some people might think it dull or dreary, but it was ours. Master, I really, truly appreciated that you wanted to help with the cooking. I do, honestly, but... This is apocalyptic. This is mutinous. This is an affront to gastronomy. This is unearthly, disgusting.
Get me better ingredients.
What?
I'm not a bad cook. These are simply bad ingredients. If they were better, they would taste just fine boiled. That's not as bad as you claim. Besides...
You make a mockery of the culinary arts?
I've been eating this for years, and I don't see the problem.
I've heard quite enough, Master. Sounds like I'm gonna need to put your taste buds through some intense rehabilitation. I have to teach him what real food tastes like. Otherwise, he won't be able to appreciate it if I make him something really good. Hold the chair steady for me, will you? I'm gonna wipe the top shelf.
I can handle it. I'm tall enough to reach without standing on a chair.
It's not as simple as just running a rag over it. I've got practice, so let me take care of it, alright? There's a lot more dust than I expected. I probably should have used something to cover my mouth. You're gonna want to hold your breath for this, Master. Alright, here goes.
She's quite practiced. Is there any need for me to be holding this chair?
Huh?
What? Oh, whoa!
Hold the chair! Ow, ow, ow. I'm so sorry. I didn't think there would be that much dust. Thank you for all that. Master? Your hand is...
What?
Your hand is, it's on my chest.
No, it was an accident.
Right it was. It's fine, really. It was my fault anyway. It's completely, totally fine.
I can't even look her in the eyes. Could this be any more painfully awkward?
So don't worry about it, Master. Honestly, I should be apologizing for subjecting you to that.
That's easier said than done. I have to do something about this stifling awkwardness. When it was only for a moment, I barely even realized what it was, but that's not the issue. It's been a clever way to brush this all aside. Something witty that tells her I'm not bothered at all. I'm not concerned. In fact, I see no reason to be concerned at all. I felt like I was squeezing an obese rat. I only perceived it as a breast.
An obese rat. An obese rat.
What?
How utterly insensitive can you be? I'm going to rip every last one of your hair off your head.
Gah! Leave my hair out of this!
Say, Master. What did you do all this time by yourself?
That's an exceedingly vague question.
Say, when you were really, really stupidly bored out of your mind, what did you do to keep yourself occupied?
Meditate?
How many times have you reached enlightenment?
I sometimes play chess, too.
Chess? Wait, by yourself?
Yes. Imagine how an opponent might react to my moves and play the other side that way.
That's kind of depressing to think about. How about this, Master? Play a game against me.
Do you know the rules?
You bet I do. I do come from a family of merchants, so I keep up with the trends in all sorts of games.
Oh.
Prepare to meet your maker.
So, who was I supposed to prepare to meet again?
Come on, have a little mercy, you trounced me! One more time. I just wasn't at the top of my game.
When am I going to meet this maker?
What? How? When did you put me in checkmate? One more. Hold on, that's not fair. Take it back. My king. Please stop.
Amateur.
Can't you go just a little bit easy?
You never asked me to go easy.
This isn't a game, this is slaughter. This is a one-sided massacre.
About this maker.
I'm looking at him.
That was actually kind of fun.
No, it wasn't. It was miserable. Next time we're playing something fair.
Such as...
Let's see. Oh, I know. Arm wrestling.
Huh? Arm wrestling?
Yeah, you sit across from each other, put your elbow on the table, grab hands, and see who can pin the other down.
Who would ever willingly participate in such a primitive competition?
Not interested then? Or are you afraid you might lose?
Alright then. I can't imagine losing to a woman.
Okay, elbow on the table. Start on my count. Ready? Go! Victory!
With each passing day, it grew less and less unusual, having Giselle always at my side. I began more freely engaging in silliness, speaking my mind and showing emotion. I could say her name, and Giselle would turn around and smile at me. An unimaginable sight not long ago. For 10 years. For 10 years I had lived alone. Solitude had been my normal, but that was very rapidly changing at our hands. We were continually getting closer, yes, but not in a romantic sense. If I had to describe it, I would say good friends is probably the most apt. Time continued to press on, our relationship remaining relatively stable. Eventually summer came, bringing with it the longest periods of sunlight I had experienced in many years. The leaves began falling from the trees, and before long the world grew cold and dreary. That winter, the fireplace was never without a crackling blaze in its belly. The boiled wine we drank was undoubtedly middling and cheap. But she said, with a smile,
I've never had wine this good before.
and though I didn't say anything, I felt the same way. The sun had set much earlier, and having stopped using candles, we found ourselves habitually gathering around the fireplace when it grew dark.
Reading a story by the fireplace like this almost makes it feel like we're in another world, doesn't it, Master? I bet that's why troubadours perform at pubs, so they can be near the fire.
Or because there's ale. Drunkenness makes even bad singing and storytelling pleasant on the ears.
Oh, you're such a cynic. But that's okay. Say.
Yes?
Do you remember when I first arrived here? When I was cleaning the library?
Please don't tell me you're bringing the obese rat incident back up.
No, not that. Before that. Before we could actually talk to each other. I believe I suggested we read something together if you ever felt the inclination.
You might have. I can't say I remember.
Are you sure about that? You turned down my proposal, saying that I was wasting my time. But look, it actually happened. Even if you don't remember, I'm sure you never thought this moment would come. I was, for the most part, focused on making sure things didn't get any worse between us. But to be honest, I didn't expect there would ever be a time where we would sit shoulder to shoulder and read a book. You never know how things might pan out.
I actually do remember. Remember how I tried to push her away? How much I mistrusted her. I was nothing but hostile towards her. People change. And perhaps if they can, so can the future. Maybe I can hope that, like our friendship, there's a chance the future might take a turn for the better.
Is something the matter?
I don't much care for hypotheticals. But if by some chance, I were someday to be able to return to that house, should that time come, that house is home to her nightmares. Even if it didn't happen until after my father was gone, it wouldn't erase what he had done to her there. She acts like nothing's wrong, though. I don't know. Have her wounds healed, or do they still remain?
Should that time come?
Should that time come, if that day does, I will do what I can to ensure you have a comfortable life in the city. Though I will not be able to inherit the estate, I can work something out.
I see. Thank you very much.
But if you would be comfortable doing so, I would be pleased if you were to join me. I mean, as a servant.
As a servant?
Yes, a servant. We're, short on hands.
I see. A servant.
Do I really need to repeat myself? Yes, as a servant.
Alright, sure. I think I will. I would like to accompany you, Master. How exciting. I'm sure a wonderful future awaits us.
I pray so.
Now, back to the story. I believe we just gotten to the point where the knight sets out to defeat the monster and save the princess. I bet he was a big, buff, muscular knight.
Let's not talk about how muscular he was. She let a gentle laugh, and I thought I smelled something sweet on her breath. Was it her scent? Or perhaps just my imagination? I had no way of knowing. Except so close even the slightest shift seemed sufficient to allow me to hear the sound of her heartbeat, causing mine to accelerate. Curiosities flooded my mind. What might she be thinking right now? What does she think about me? And as much as I tried to banish them, I frustratingly failed. I was just getting caught up in the moment. I had just briefly lost my way. But I tried to convince myself otherwise. It was all in vain. When had my pulse gotten so rapid? When had my skin gotten so flushed? When, how, and why was this happening to me? Thought I already learned my lesson about having feelings for someone else. Before long, winter retreated and our second spring came to take its place. A full year had passed since we resumed living together. I don't think it was my imagination that this year felt much warmer than last. Spring seemed to have arrived a bit earlier than in previous years. One night when the breeze carried out on a pleasant, residual warmth, Giselle escorted me out to the garden.
Come on, Master, hurry up.
It's the middle of the night. What's so important?
I just found it myself. And I couldn't wait until morning. A rose, it blossomed.
A rose? Giselle had, over the past year, cleaned up the nest of weeds that had been strangling the garden. Off to the side of a small plot of turned soil, swaying in the wind beneath the moonlight, was a single red rose. When did you...
Last year, I requested flower seeds. But I just couldn't get them to grow, and I was starting to think they never would. But look, it's only one, but it did.
I had no idea.
Of course you didn't. I didn't tell you.
Why would you keep it from me?
I wanted to make a gift for you, Master.
What? Why?
Roses make wonderful gifts, supposedly.
No, that's not what I meant. Why me? I haven't given you anything.
Consider it a symbol of my hope that we'll still be this close another year from now. If we are, then this is yours.
I don't follow her reasoning. I don't follow it at all, but... the sight of the deep red almost melting into the dark night was perhaps the most wondrous thing I'd ever seen in my life. I never understood why some people found flowers so enchanting. They were always just plants to me. But... But that one, on that night, was undeniably beautiful. Majestic. And like a young child seeing a flower for the very first time, my hand automatically reached out for it. Not knowing the proper way to appreciate flowers, I didn't gently caress its petals or take in its fragrance, but snapped its stem.
Oh, you picked it? Are you gonna bring it back to your room?
When I finally processed her question, that was when I realized I probably should have let it grow in the garden. From the base of its stem, where I had plucked it, a droplet succumbed to gravity and fell to the earth. With it came the delayed realization that I had ended the plant's life. But I was overpowered by childish possessiveness. The stunning flower was mine. Moonlight trickled down from the heavens, giving a gentle bluish tint to my hand and the smile on her face.
You're gonna need a vase then. Just give me a minute.
The briefest moment, the moonlight must have played a trick on my mind.
Huh? Master?
What on earth am I doing? A look of bewilderment filled Giselle's face, just inches from mine, which hammered in the reality of what I had just done. The thought had just crossed my mind that perhaps her black hair might prove a good backdrop for the rose, but it was supposed to remain a simple fancy.
What was that about?
An excuse. I need a good excuse. A drawing.
A drawing?
Right. I would like to preserve it on canvas.
What?
I mean, that a rose on its own does not make a very compelling picture, so I would like to include you as an accessory.
Wait, you want to draw me too?
Merely as a background element. You're slightly more interesting than a vase, after all.
I've never seen you draw anything before.
I just never got the urge.
You know how?
Many years ago, my brother taught me.
I don't think I can handle being a model. I've never had a drawing done of me before. You would probably be better off with just the rose.
You gave it to me, didn't you? That means I'm free to do with it as I please.
I did?
I didn't mean to sound so rude. I had no real interest in drawing the rose. But I couldn't just take it back either. Giselle had shrunk back quite visibly, and I couldn't bring myself to look her in the eyes. So I fell to the cellar in search of supplies to escape the oppressive awkwardness. At the far wall I found a rectangular panel of wood and several sticks of charcoal. My materials were obviously nothing compared to what a court artist might use, but I was clearly not going to be able to do the portrait any kind of justice. God, what am I doing? I want to bury my head in the sand. Giselle was waiting for me in the stained glass chamber. It seemed she was still just as uncomfortable as when I had left her. She gave me a fleeting glance before averting her gaze again. If only she would laugh and make a scene like usual. It would make things so much easier. Why did she have to choose now to start acting meek?
What should I be doing?
Stay perfectly still, please.
Do you need me to pose or anything?
No, just get comfortable. Look away.
Why?
It's hard to work when you're watching me. What?
I feel like I have to sneeze.
Hold it in, please. What now?
Can I see it?
I've barely drawn anything yet. As long as our eyes didn't meet, I was able to observe her, and my gaze was clearly not focused on the rose, but Giselle. At first I regretted my in-the-moment proposition. I was beginning to think it hadn't been just such a bad idea. Without some sort of pretext, I would never have been able to examine her so intently. I didn't have that kind of courage. This isn't like me. But what was like me? Did I prefer being a sharp-tongued, unapproachable recluse? Was that what I wanted to strive for? Giselle is like a gale. Her mere presence dispersed the gloomy cloud that always hovered around me. Thinking about it, it's practically a miracle that we even ended up so comfortable around each other. That she's still here right now. Light from the moon spilled through the stained glass window, taking on a multitude of pale tones before falling on her white skin and jade eyes. I'd stopped sketching at some point. What in the world was going on? Oh, whoopsie.
What in the world was going on? One of my roses had finally bloomed, which I thought would put a smile on Michelle's face. But rather than improving his mood, it made him go all strange. And it made him say he wanted to draw something. I had never seen Michelle draw anything before. I can't sit still. I tried to sneak peeks at him every once in a while, but anytime our eyes met, he gave me a stern stare. Sorry, it's so sweet. So I ended up spending a whole lot of time looking at the archangel in the stained glass window. What could he be thinking? Could this be thanks for the rose? I'm pretty sure he's not the type who would consider a drawing an expression of gratitude, though. If I'm wrong about that, it'll turn my whole world upside down. Maybe he wanted to draw me? No, not possible. That would turn the world upside down even faster. He couldn't. We're close, to be sure, but we're not that kind of close. That makes it sound like Michelle's attracted to me. And there's no way. There's absolutely no way. Compares me to an obese rat and calls me an amateur at chess, laughing while he crushes me. So that's not what this is it? Huh? Oh, yes?
If it's too much trouble, you're free to leave. This will take a very long time to complete.
Oh, no trouble.
But you had a very stern look on your face as well.
I was doing that bad of a job at hiding it.
I don't want to force you to do anything you don't want. It was foolish of me to ask you. I'm sorry.
Honestly, it's no trouble. I mean it. You just took me by surprise, that's all.
Not even that great of an artist to begin with. It's not talent I was blessed with. If I'm being honest with myself, I can't imagine anyone would be pleased to have bad art drawn of them.
What's he getting so negative about? I wasn't the only one making a face. His head was turned slightly downward, a forlorn shimmer in his eyes. I'd never seen him make that face before. He resembled a child who had just been scorned by his mother. I wasn't at all angry or displeased with him. I was just fine, honestly. I had to get that through to him. I am pleased. It doesn't matter how it turns out. You drew it for me, Master. Whether it's good or bad is irrelevant. I would... But the moonlight shining through the stained glass was so enchanting. I lost myself in it. I would be happy with anything drawn for me by the man I love. For an instant, time froze. By the time I realized what I had just said, my mind had gone blank and I couldn't form a coherent thought. I mean, like, you know, like family. You're like an older brother to me. I mean, like love, like for a big brother. Hey, say something, Master. Give me your usual exasperated sigh. Come on now. Go on, give me your best good grief, then hurl me out the window. Oh, come on, please show me some disappointment. Master? When the wood panel he was using as a canvas and the charcoal in his hand crashed to the hard chapel floor, the clattering was so loud I jumped. I didn't have the presence of mind to wonder why he had knocked over the canvas, or why his hands appeared to be shaking. Let me help you with that. I stepped towards him. And when I did...
The moonlight shining down upon us intensified.
And our gazes...
of jade and ruby. Intertwined.
intertwined. And there was a visible rosiness in his ethereally pale cheeks. Master?
Sorry.
Flickers of panic darted beneath the surface of his normally stony red eyes. They were trembling.
Okay, let's get it out really quickly.
Everybody mean to me.
He's trying. No, he's trying so hard. Eyes are right there. I know you can do it.
Lower
Come on. Just a little bit more. Just a little bit more.
He's just stone faced.
I'm so sorry. I thought they were gonna change this one in the fucking remake. No, it's still just as bad. Oh, it's so.
It's really
I mean,
funny.
like it's good. It's really good. But like, oh man.
It's just as prominent.
Hey, it's a nice view.
Okay, we will discuss plot later. Let's finish this as soon as we can get.
Moving
Hey
on.
guys, I got this visual novel plot.
Okay.
Alright.
Okay.
They were trembling as he looked over at me. I was at a loss for words. We must have been able to... We must have been under the moon's spell. We weren't thinking. We stood alone in the frozen world, robbed of all rational thought. Riding the moonlight's current, his hand fell against my cheek. It was much colder than I had expected, but it felt pleasant on my flesh skin. As we drew closer, I could feel the warmth emanating from his body, and I'm sure he could feel mine. The beating of my heart, too. His breathing stopped for a moment, then he gulped. He brought his head in. I closed my eyes and... I shoved him away with all my strength. Michelle rolled back, knocked his head on the side of a pew, and began groaning in pain, which is when I finally realized what I had done. What have you done, Giselle? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. Are you hurt?
I'm fine.
Sorry, you startled me. I really, truly didn't mean to knock you down.
You should go back to your room. I'm sorry for all the trouble I've caused you tonight.
What?
Get some rest. Good night.
He turned away, marching off into the corridor, shrouded in darkness. There was a heavy air of loneliness hanging over him, which gave rise to the phantom images of him actually disappearing into the darkness. I had caused that, but I hadn't realized until it was too late. I felt like someone was sitting on my chest. Why would I ever do that to him? Of course I'm going to hurt him reacting like that. Maybe I was hoping he would say it was just one of his jokes. Do I want it to be a joke? I had that option. I could pretend nothing ever happened, and tomorrow go back to the way things were before. But if I did that, there would almost certainly never be a second chance. You were okay with it. You wanted it, Giselle. And quit lying to yourself. You were the one who said you loved him. And that was no mistake. You wouldn't sit shoulder to shoulder and read a book with someone you didn't care for. You wouldn't enjoy eating supper with someone you didn't like. You wouldn't be able to live happily with someone you didn't love. You have to go after him, find him, and tell him the truth.
What am I doing, for God's sake? I'm not in my right mind. Something about me was off today. I couldn't control myself. I was saying things I didn't mean, doing things I didn't intend to. I never meant to do that. But at this point I have no choice but to admit my feelings. I couldn't pretend I didn't know what they were anymore. How long had I felt this way? A week? A month? 6 months? Or maybe a full year? Had they already developed when we started anew? No. The when didn't matter. It didn't change the facts. I was still attracted to her regardless of when it had begun. But she pushed me away. Quite literally. I sighed at myself. Why should I be disappointed? She was nothing like that me. I was reclusive and unsociable. She was the exact opposite. She was the kind of person who would confidently tell someone how she felt. And she had done exactly that. Said I was like a brother. But I hadn't listened. As a matter of fact, could I have been any more presumptuous? I don't deserve to love anyone. It's better this way.
Master!
I told you to go back to your room.
Master, I need you to listen to me, okay?
What?
About what just happened. That doesn't count. You can't count any of that.
Huh?
That I said I loved you and that I shoved you, they don't count.
Right. I was planning to forget that anyway. So don't worry.
No, that's not what I meant. What I'm saying is, it's not something I should have said on a whim just because the moonlighting was kind of pretty tonight. It wasn't supposed to be so casual. The way I said it doesn't get across how much I really care about you. It should have been something with more impact, rather me looking you straight in the eyes, my heart jumping around like it's on fire. That's how I should have said it.
What are you?
I'm saying, I want you to give me one more chance to do it right.
Giselle. Calm yourself.
I am calm.
In no sense of the word are you calm.
Fine then, I'm not calm, but I am clear-headed. I mean every last word. Listen. Listen very carefully. I love you. I love you so much it feels like my heart's going to explode.
What? Huh? You mean, like family? Like a brother, right?
Romantic love. Romantic!
What?
I wasn't upset back there. No, I was elated.
What? My mind couldn't keep up with what I was hearing. I felt a breath where she stood, just as I was frantically insisting that she loved me. Was I dreaming?
Master? How do you... I'd like to hear... how you feel about me. Assuming I interpreted that correctly, you were going in for a kiss back there, right? Right, so I can take that as your answer?
She looked up at me with bleary eyes. She had feelings for me. It was a miracle. I could hardly breathe. It felt like someone had stuck their hands in my chest and was squeezing my heart. I just had to say yes, and a smile would spread across her face. I could bring her joy, and all it would take was a single word. I had no reason to say no. My happiness was standing right there in front of me. What more could I ask for? All I had to do was reach out and claim it for myself. I had to try to do exactly that in the chapel, and I could do it again. I loved her. I was a twisted man cast out of the world and left with nothing. I had no way to make her happy. But still,
Don't tell me you've forgotten what you are.
Tell me.
There was no moonlight to give me that nudge. Do not feel that way about you.
What?
I got confused for a moment. I apologize for the misunderstanding that seems to have caused. All the color drained from her, like a flower wilting before my eyes. A heavy sigh spilled from her lips. Her jade eyes swayed lifelessly back and forth. I hadn't thought mere love could possibly have such a weight, but she looked as though I had just told her she was to be executed.
I see. I'm sorry. I let it get to my head. Sorry for making such a racket. Really, God, what was I thinking? I got way ahead of myself there.
Her faux energy hurt to watch. I had hurt her, and this was the result.
You wanted to protect yourself, even if it meant hurting her. But look where that got you. You would have been better off just going with it. Because when she learned the truth, she would have pushed you away. She would have pushed you away anyway.
I'm sorry, I'll be going now. Sorry for barging in on you like that.
She made her way into the shadows towards the door.
There. You did it. You preserved your peace.
I got the feeling she'd never again turn back.
Your mistake was ever getting close to anyone.
What I had always wanted was right there in front of me, and I was so close to obtaining it.
And you pushed her away.
I actually did love her.
She would never love the real you. No, she couldn't. You're disgusting. I can't believe you actually had the gall to fall for.
Good night, Master.
She was leaving. I wanted her here, and she was leaving. I simply had to acknowledge my feelings, and she would come back. Was I really content to let her go? In my weakness, I mistreated her. I hurt her. I let her go when I was about to lose her, even though she said that she loved me. And I felt the same way. Wait. Please don't go.
Your voice is shaking like a scared child's. What are you hoping to tell her like that?
She was different. She was probably... No. She absolutely was nothing like anyone in my past.
She won't be any different.
I decided I would try just one more time. To believe in myself and to believe in someone else. I lied. Giselle, from the bottom of my heart,
You'll regret this.
No, I won't. I sincerely love you. The fragrance of rose enveloped me. Her arms wrapped around my chest were both imbued with strength and shaking like mad. The slightest touch might shatter them.
Why didn't you just say that in the first place?
She said in a quivering, sniveling voice just inches from my ear. I lacked sufficient control of my mind or body to return her embrace, to run her hands through her hair, or do anything more than support her weight. I'm sorry.
Jerk. Floyd, Brute. You don't get to play this one off as a joke.
I am truly, sincerely sorry.
You've given me two different stories. Tell me which one's the truth. Were you just confused, or do you actually love me? I want to hear you say it again.
The truth is, I love you.
Again.
I love you.
Without fumbling this time.
I love you. As I said several times now.
Not good enough. Again.
Have mercy, please. I'm about to die of humiliation.
Can I really believe you this time? You're not gonna say you were lying again.
No, I won't.
Then we both feel the same way about each other.
Shockingly enough.
What's there to be shocked about?
I don't think there was anything likable about me.
You really have to do something about that pessimism.
I'll try.
I'm in heaven. I'm so happy I could cry.
You are all over me.
Oh, thank goodness. Thank goodness. When you first said no, everything went black. I wasn't sure what I'd do anymore, and I lost all hope.
I really do feel bad about that.
But you had a change of heart. Now you're willing to have me.
Yes.
And everything I bring with me.
That was the idea.
Absolutely everything, right?
You're pushing that point rather hard.
I have a request. It's something I don't think I could ask you at any time, but now, while we're in the moment.
I will do anything as long as it's within my ability. Tell me, what is it?
Will you look at my naked body?
What?
More specifically, my scars. You are going to have to see them eventually. In which case, I would like that to be now.
A year ago, I refused to look at her scars. I'd have been certain I wouldn't be able to accept what they represented. The abuse my father had subjected her to. If possible, I would have preferred never having to face that. But I, more than anyone, needed to know. It was my responsibility. I had to accept reality, not grimace or avert my eyes. I had to face up to what had been done to her. Okay. I couldn't bring myself to look at her as she hesitantly disrobed. The sound of her clothes rustling made me feel as though I was doing something incredibly improper. As I tried to feign calm, I was so tense my joints were practically creaking and my heart felt like it was being stepped on. I feel like I'm made of stone.
I'm ready. You can turn around.
All right. I'll count to 10. She's laughing at me.
I feel a whole lot better seeing you so nervous.
I'm turning around.
Okay.
Her head was tilted down just enough to keep me from making out her expression, but she couldn't hide the pink flush spreading across her cheeks. It contrasted well against her white, but not excessively pale, skin, as did her jet black hair.
Sorry, it's not anything nicer to look at.
In what way was this not a pleasant sight? I had never been more entranced by anything in my entire life. She was stunning, by no measure of comparison, but I was certain the same sight of any other woman in the world would not have had the same effect for me. I could say as much with confidence, but I've never seen another woman nude. Hypnotized, I couldn't take my eyes off the gentle curves of her body. Were I more socially inclined, perhaps I could have told her she was pretty, which perhaps would have brought a sheepish smile to her face. And though I wanted to, my throat was dry as dust, and all I could manage to produce were incoherent rasps.
Please say something. I'm hideous, aren't I? I'm unclean.
You're not hideous.
You mean it?
I mean it. Why would you think so?
Because
You are not unclean. Not in the slightest.
You mean it?
I do.
Even saying this.
Giselle's eyes slid downward, a trace of fear lurking just beneath the surface. Following her lead, I dropped my gaze to her lower body, and there I saw her scars. Swollen red and black gashes, still not here after more than a year, defiled her white flesh. As she had described for me, the lines were arranged to form letters carved into her skin. So that's why she said I would have to see them eventually. My instincts told me that they were wounds that she would carry for the rest of her life. I felt nauseous, heartbroken, infuriated, at the fact that the person who had done this was out of my reach, at the fact that I could do nothing for her. What went through my father's mind when he looked at these? What did he gain from giving her these wounds? Why did he have to do this to her? Why my father, of all people? Giselle was the one with the scars. Giselle was the one in pain. I felt like someone had shoved a handful of needles into my chest. Dozens of thick metal stakes piercing the walls of my heart, blood streaming through me like a river. If I didn't force myself to face it, I was liable to run. What was the right thing to say? What was I supposed to tell her? As hard as I thought, I couldn't come up with an answer. All I came up with was an intense frustration. It killed me that I couldn't take these scars from her. That I couldn't give my father a piece of my mind. You are in no way hideous. It took all that I had to form the single sentence.
Thank goodness. I'm so glad to hear that. When I was down in that village, they said it didn't matter what they did to me because I was already dirty. That made me think I had reached the point where I was so tainted. anyone could see it. I'm sorry.
Why should you apologize?
You were frowning really intensely. I thought I might have made you mad.
No, I'm not angry at you. I'm angry at my father, the villagers, and myself. May I touch them?
You may.
My hands were trembling, but I knew I wouldn't be doing her any favors by hesitating. As soon as my fingertips brushed her skin, she shuddered. Does it hurt?
No, there hasn't been any pain in some time.
I could feel her trembling where I touched her. It like it was going to subside anytime soon. The and are not getting through. If you are saying them. Soon she began whimpering softly. Her lips moved as though she was trying to say something, but the best she managed were a few strained gasps. Tears began welling up in her eyes as well.
I feel like I'm in heaven right now, but I also kind of hate myself.
Hate yourself? But why?
Because I can't stop shaking. I'm overjoyed to feel your touch, but I can't control my body. I know you're nothing like that, but I keep seeing flashes of you doing other things in my mind. It kills me that my body won't react the way I feel in my heart.
I was foolish to have thought these wounds might have healed. If the scars remained on her body, so do they remain in her heart. But the physical wounds, though, the ones inside her seem to still be raw and bleeding. She just did such a good job of acting normal that I'd begun to think she might have gotten past them. Of course not, you blind fool. You shoved me back there because it brought back those memories.
That's right. I'm sorry. I'm really, truly sorry.
Why are you apologizing? I should be the one. Shit. I have no idea how much longer this is going to go on for. I'm sorry, this is really killing the mood, but like, I don't know what the hell to do.
Do you want to just end it up? Do you want to just end it there?
That's what me and B are trying to figure out right now. Oh my fucking god. Wow,
What's
people in the fucking chat are popping in because they're seeing this out of context and are playing something fucking awful. No, we aren't. Please, shut up.
Oh no.
Wrong crowd. We could stop, we could cut here and pick it up tomorrow if people were fine with that instead of the quarry.
Wait, Orange, are you telling me that people like somehow got clickbait because of this CG and thought you were playing like a hentai game?
Yeah.
Hey, I'm terribly sorry if you're literally just popping in and seeing this for the very first time. You're getting a horrible impression about this game, but this is not the case. The House in Fata Morgana is not a story about sex, I suppose.
Should I just ban him?
I mean, if you want to, honestly.
You figure out that command.
God, that's really fucking weird to look at. It's okay, we can just wait until next week. It's not a big deal.
Okay.
Hold on a second, I can just like, hold on a second. I'm gonna fucking confirm something really quickly. Here,
You
hold
can
on.
confirm how long the rest of the scene is.
Let me just see how long this scene is.
Good. Well, I'm gonna take a bathroom break really quick while you do that.
Cool.
3 minutes later.
Nah, this is super fucking long. Holy shit. Wow.
Part 407.
That 20 years fight scene kept on going.
This is gonna be hard to put on the VOD.
This is gonna be really hard to put on the fucking VOD. Holy shit.
Ooh boy.
Holy shit, this goes on for a fucking while.
Damn.
It takes a real long time until it fades to black. Holy shit.
Hello.
Hi. There's a lot left.
Hello.
Yeah, I thought so. Honestly, I should have been like, yo, stop before we got to the CG, but I
Yeah,
didn't
this
think
is like a
about it.
really fucking awkward place. It was a very much like an in the moment fucking thing.
It kind of was reaching it right before that.
I know, it's just, you gotta like capture that energy, you gotta make sure that the vibe stays alive and all that stuff. But this is a really,
And then
we're in a really
and then the
hard
moment
spot
was
to
ruined.
end on is the problem.
And then the mood was ruined.
It's a cliffhanger. It'll be fine.
And the rude was moon.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, anyways, all that super cuteness.
All of this was
No
really
more
good,
illness.
yeah!
Can't wait for things to go horribly wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Like usual.
Boy, that thumbnail's not great.
Yeah, just
Oh
give it a minute,
no,
it'll
the
go
Twitch
away.
is on us now. We got cheese.
Twitch has very distinct rules about this stuff, and it's literally just don't keep it up there for longer than necessary. Even more than that, it's more indicative of the fact that there's a fucking category for this.
Yeah,
So,
I was gonna say, I don't think this game would have a category if it wasn't allowed.
Jesus Christ.
gods
Yeah.
are angry
Also,
at
this
us.
is not modified content. This is content
No,
within
this
the
is
game.
this is the show.
Wait.
No,
Also, thank you to the
what
new
the fuck
viewers.
was that aspect ratio for that fucking image?
Thank you to the new.
Shut up.
Thank you to the new viewers.
Yes.
Yeah, especially.
It's a bit funny
especially
this is
the
how we're
ones
getting
that
the new
came in the
viewers,
wrong
but I
moment.
mean, yeah, it's a bit funny. Yeah, no, this is not what the house in Fata Morgana is about. You just happen to be fucking browsing.
Oh, they're
Twitch.
out. I banned them.
Oh,
I banned
absolutely.
those.
But like, even there's other people that are just like lurking around and seeing this shit. You literally just picked a really awkward time.
I shouldn't point it out, but like when
God.
someone comes into your Twitch chat goes, ew, get a life, like, are you fucking for real?
Yeah, let's not worry about them. They're not worth it.
What a bunch of fucking dumbasses. Holy
They're
shit.
Let's not linger on that.
Dude.
Mm-hmm. Alrighty then. We're just gonna go ahead and fucking close out of the thing then. Apologies, we can listen to that track later.
I have nothing to add, so you can just skip me.
Okay.
Other than like,
Damn, but damn, we didn't even get to you yet, Joshy. But
well, like
okay.
I don't have that much to say. Like it's really pretty
Bro, this
straightforward.
shit fucking
I think
cute, like
maybe-
honest to God.
Joshy
Since we-
in
since-
front of everybody to tell us we can skip him.
Since we're already way over time and
Yeah,
some
go
people
for it.
left time. No, I'm thinking like maybe we can skip it this time and give her that next time with a more complete scene.
At the full thing.
We could do
Alright.
like a lightning round.
Oh wait! Before anybody says anything, I can stop. Shut up. Anyways, I'm so excited to show this meme that I made the other day.
They had no chemistry before that. That's not fair.
Stand a little
I
bit.
just had to make the joke. I'm sorry, but it was so funny
Absolutely
when you said
incorrect at the
it.
time either.
I wasn't
Nah.
going to rule out that they might have had chemistry later.
No, they had chemistry at that time too. Like you know why like they had a fucking I am getting into my thoughts after all. The reason they felt like they knew each other for so long is because they did actually like fit super well, like from the get-go, and just didn't let themselves let into it. Well, yeah, but up until then,
Yeah, Michael.
that has nothing to do with chemistry.
Very little interest.
That has nothing to do with chemistry. Like they had great back and forth and shit and good stuff and good talk.
Listen.
He was being an asshole to her.
Listen.
He was
Just
salivating whenever he had the knife to her neck or something.
Yo, just call me boy RB. I like to
with
stir the fire.
No. Up
He
until
has
the part
the
with the
desk
knife.
there, and Randy's just doing lip bite
Chemistry
emojis.
or lack thereof has nothing to do with threatening to kill someone.
Yes, you should stay in a relationship where somebody threatens to kill you.
That's not what I said.
That's not the same. That's not the same. Like, he had good reason to be worried. Like, his own life was on the line, like, potentially.
Up until the part with the knife, they didn't have a really good chemistry and good
Didn't he
back and
just
forth.
let her, like, lay on the floor whenever she fell?
Yes, it was funny.
It was funny.
It was funny, but I wouldn't call that
He was
chemistry.
just an asshole to her. I wouldn't call that chemistry.
We call this chemistry in a fictional sense.
Chemistry.
It's a
I think we're gonna have to agree to disagree on this. I don't think we're convincing
Their personalities complemented each other so fucking well. They still do.
I don't think we're gonna convince each other. Go B.
Regardless of this phone, this is not a slight on you. I just had to, like, as soon as you said it, I was like,
I'm sure you were chuckling. I'm sure you were getting a hee-haw on it.
I do have a better CG with that quote that I'm just gonna have to hold on to that for my heart for a long time. It's gonna be like the drug that makes you eat food that just gets me every time. So you will see this quote again a second time sometime eventually.
Well, that's called weed.
God damn it.
True.
Alright, well...
Please, Giselle, put
Alright, my lightning round thought. Oh god, that shit cute.
Another layer. I'm begging you, Giselle. One more layer so that the CGs that aren't supposed to... Or the CGs that aren't supposed to be that... Please, and one more layer. Or something begging you. A shirt. A normal shirt. Without the cleavage that's
They don't have
wearing
no
a trench.
shirts from the 10,000, 1000, whatever.
I see that shit.
It's like the fucking shirt that Michelle wears every day. You want to do
Boyfriend
that?
shirt? Boyfriend shirt?
Yeah.
Wait, what clothes do they wear besides the normal one that they're wearing?
Are they down?
God.
Michelle owns that one gown. And it's stinky.
Oh my god. It's like, oh man, I was looking forward to this scene so much. Simultaneously, I am dreading this scene more than anything in the fucking world.
I don't really see the problem here.
Shut up, Robert.
Robert.
It's more of a context of like, okay, number one, this is a great scene. I love it so much. It's like very it's emotional, it's impactful, and I mean, I guess I'll just fucking I'll tell you this right now. There's no sex. Like, it's literally just that CG, and it's purposeful. You don't understand.
It's a bit egregious.
It's a little bit egregious. It's a little bit egregious,
cute, but it's also hot and taking up like 15% of the lower right quadrant.
Begging you, please, normal shirt.
Cake Hanada, please, I'm begging you.
Slightly smaller cleavage.
Hanada didn't draw that, so...
I know, but he approved it.
I was gonna say, he
I also designed the character because you can't like show this character off without that happening. In every CG that will happen because because she just doesn't wear that much.
Yeah, like her shirt is super low cut.
It's a dress, thank you.
Yeah, well, you see, I think back then that was seen okay, but she's not covering her hair, and that means she's a harlot.
I mean, Harry, not when she has short hair.
I think that was like the idea. Boobs are kind of okay to show off, like that wasn't thought about. I think, but the hair was the thing you covered.
Doubt that quite.
There was something about the medieval ages that had against women hair.
There is something about hair in the olden times, I believe.
There was.
I remember hearing about that.
But I assure you could not just show off your boobs to that degree with without anyone saying anything either.
I would think not.
Not at this time. Maybe at earlier times, but not at like.
No,
Not in the
enough about
11th
the year.
century.
I don't know enough
Initially-
about 1099 France to say.
Initially, high society women at home were the only ones to wear head coverings, and this didn't start until the 17th century.
Really?
The 1800s, it became a standard in women's fashion, and especially due to religious ideals. The bonnet served as a simultaneous symbol of womanly subordination and grandeur. So, like, yeah, it's like dumb sexist bullshit, but it's also a way that you can show off your nice hat. I guess.
I thought that was also a medieval thing. Maybe it wasn't.
I don't think they had hats that
But
well
it-
until like a certain point.
Well, they had hats.
I mean, hats are pretty universal. They've been around forever. The hats have been around forever.
They were like basic hats.
Oh,
I thought she was a
I had
merchant
some-
daughter, clinical.
I had some fancy
She was.
hats back in the
She
day.
did say she was.
Only rich people
Yes,
usually
yes.
own hats.
But merchants aren't like, I mean, they're not like high class, but they weren't low class. They're just,
They were
A-class.
they were pretty high up there.
Merchants and
well,
artisans
her
are the
in
middle
particular,
class.
she said, yeah.
Like if she was within like the burger class, which is not food, it's a like social class, then that's pretty well off.
Well, also her
And
father's deceased, and it was just her mom, and her sister, and they weren't doing
Yeah.
too great. So, you know.
Even
I
if
forget
they
what
should
the
be
deal
well
with
off, in
inheritance
reality
was.
they weren't quite.
Their business was not doing the greatest after the dad had died, it sounded like. Anyways.
Either way, she would not wear something that egregious at that time.
Man, I now want to reread Pillars of the Earth.
Anyways, this has been fun.
This has been a lot of things. shout out to two obese rats.
Oh my god. Honestly, Orange, we should have cut the scene there.
Honestly, yeah.
I'm
we
just-
probably should have.
I'm just now imagining B replaces like the boo part of her icon with rats.
Oh my god.
Wait, are we not going down the list?
Nah, this is
Oh,
like
no.
this is
We're
informal
not
as
gonna-
fuck.
this-
We're ending this.
Yeah,
soon.
we're not even doing real thoughts. It was just
It's
we'll
pretty
do it
late in the
next.
day.
Mhm.
I just wanted to say one thing before I go to sleep. Then
Sure.
it just felt so bizarre that like it was like such an emotional scene, but when like Michael or Michelle, I apologize, was asking her, "Why didn't you talk to me?" Like when I confronted you, and like the CG in that scene had him holding a knife to her throat, and it just reminded me of this scene here. Just reverse the gender.
He has posted a Sword Art Online thing.
Sword Art Online abridged.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I guess.
We're not gonna talk about that right now. Anyways, yeah. We're gonna pick this up again next weekend, I guess. Yeah,
Can't wait.
that's fine. I'm fine with that. Well, we'll figure out what the fuck to do there because, boy, there's a lot more to that scene than I was anticipating. Jesus
Are you gonna
fucking
have to
Christ.
do some tasteful censorship?
No, this is not pornography.
I
And
don't think it is, but does Twitch think it
will
is?
not. Twitch will not fucking look other. They will not find a problem with this. It's fine. You know what? If you have okay, you know what? Honest to fucking god, this is going to be something I should just like play at the next start of the next thing. If you have a problem with this, okay, fine. You know what? That's fair. There's a pretty excessive amount of nudity. I'll admit that. But even then, you probably haven't been here for like the past like fucking 10, 20, almost 30 hours of fucking content in this goddamn game. So if you, number one, you don't have the context. Number two, you don't know what this actually is. Number three, if you're literally just clicking on this, seeing the thumbnail and get a life, you don't know a fucking thing about I guess media, appreciating knowing anything about it for one. Gut reactions get you fucking nowhere, and cut that shit out.
You don't know.
Now if only those two guys that I banned saw some of the stuff from Higurashi. Now that would be a trip.
Honestly, there's some shit in Higurashi that's like 10 times worse than the shit that's happening in here.
Oh, it's bad. It's hilariously bad. Oh my god.
Let's not forget that like one character
Let's
literally
not-
defeated another.
Don't talk about it.
wait,
Let's
not
not get
spoil.
into that
Don't
right
talk
now.
about spoilers.
But at any rate,
All right, we should end this. We should end this.
we should really just end this right now. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
There's nothing we
I'm
can
just gonna have to
here.
There was no context there at all. Come on.
Let's just go ahead and end this right now. Good night, everybody. Bye bye.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Bye bye.
Good night.